Hey tribe, welcome back to my channel. So I was looking at the Patreon suggestions for the topics to do for YouTube, and I kind of had a hard time today to decide what to do for you guys that could be influential. And one of the suggestions was to do a reading on what is the sign trying to tell me, or the signs. All of your stories will be different. I'd say use your own discernment as usual, filter out messages, whatever applies to you applies to you. But basically, these are not the piles that we're choosing from. I'm going to provide a timestamp for you guys too, if you want to skip forward a little bit, because I'm going to be shuffling on camera and each deck is going to be talking about a specific thing. So Steampunk Tarot will be talking about what the sign is asking you to either let go of or where from to shift your focus. This card will be talking about, the Triple Goddess Tarot deck will be talking about what to focus on more. And the Archetypes deck, wait, let me see, how is it called exactly? The Wild Unknown Archetypes by 𝒘𝒊𝒕𝒉 is going to be answering the question, what type of persona is trying to come out of you? What to almost like strengthen within you. So we'll see what happens. I am going to be shuffling on camera, so if you do not want to see that part, I suggest you skip forward. Pile number 1. Okay, that card showed itself to me. We'll take it. Pile number 2. Pile number 3. Now, what to focus on? Pile number 1. What to focus on? Pile number 2. What to focus on? Pile number 3. What to bring out of yourself? Pile number 1, or which aspect of yourself to strengthen. 2. And 3. And I'm going to align these cards a little bit nicer, and I'll come back in a minute to show you the choices. So here are your options. Pile number 1 on your left, pile number 3 on your right. There are no objects on any of them. I want you to use your intuition, not your eyes, and I'll see you in timestamps. Hey people, whoever has chosen pile number 1, let's see what is happening here. Let me adjust my earphones. I switched to earphones for today because my mic became funny. My mic's funny lately, so we'll see. I'll get a new mic, I think, soon. Alright, so let's see what your cards want to say here today. What to let go of, what to focus on, and what part of yourself to bring out a little bit more. Alright, so you have the 2 of Wands, 6 of Pentacles, and the Desert. I don't want many cards here today. I'm going to be reading from these cards. I'm not familiar with this deck. I'm using it second time on my channel, but what I like to do is to see what I'm getting myself and then read from the book. Okay, And I think I might have to go and find the book because that, oh no, got it. I thought I left it in the other room. So let's go. What to let go of? As we have the Two of Wands here, you're being asked. I want to say for some of you, this is to do with procrastination. For others of you, this is saying it's time to take control in your hands. It's saying it's enough standing around. You don't need to do that anymore. You don't need to dwell on things. It's saying dwelling on things is already expired for you. So what is the next step that you need to take? What are you dwelling on? What is it that you are looking for that is not in your surroundings just yet? It's almost like your focus is being distracted by this procrastination or by this waiting game of some sorts. It's saying if right now you're faced to make any kind of decision, it's saying make a decision now. Do not wait around. This is a card that is, since it sits in what not to do, what not to focus on too much, it's saying we don't have to sit in that energy for too long. Almost like your cards want you to be a little bit more present and kind of zero yourself. Since we have the Desert card here too, I'm seeing you being asked not to overcrowd your head with things that hasn't happened just yet or has happened in the past. Your cards are bringing you to the present moment a little bit more. What to focus on right now, it's saying make sure, whatever the case, would it be a relationship or a job, overall in your life currently, it's saying let's have those scales balanced. So where do you think there's lack of balance for you in your life right now? Would it be maybe spending enough time with those that you love? Maybe you're too focused on work. Maybe you're too focused on love and not enough focused on work, right? Whoever you are communicating with, it's saying make sure that you are getting as much as you are given. And it's not, it's not an ego thing. Whenever you give to someone, you expect something back. It's saying just track it, how often do you give, how often do you receive, right? So those scales are more or less balanced. Also, I want to say it's a very sweet vibe. Specifically, this Six of Pentacles is asking you to connect to those that you love, connect to the people and the innocence in yourself as well, and be the provider. This is saying, are you lacking this energy for yourself? Do you not provide to yourself? Is your focus out of yourself, externally, all the time? How often do you focus within? This is saying, and you check in on yourself. For others of you, there might be a situation where you feel like you are not paid enough or you don't receive enough. It's saying, what do you want to do about this now? What is it that you can do in order for this, for these scales to be balanced? But for a lot of you, this Six of Pentacles is saying, give yourself a little bit more credit. It's almost like someone I'm seeing keeps looking away. They keep looking away. Either they're looking towards the future or reminiscing on the past too much. And there's lack of balance when it comes to now. And when we're not really in the present moment and we're thinking about the outcomes, that sometimes can make us, I want to say, not remember things that are happening right now, because we're not focusing on now. And then we forget what has happened yesterday, what happened an hour ago, right? Because we're not in the present moment. This pile for me is very much to do with the present moment. It's almost like the signs, whatever you see, a specific sign maybe for you, it's asking you to clean the slate. Clean the slate. Now, let's take a look at the Desert card here. For some of you, it seems like there is a need for you to implement more hope in your life. See how I'm seeing this card specifically from this imagery. In the desert, you wouldn't probably expect anything to grow, right? Apart from a couple of things here and there. But most of it is kind of blank, right? All sand dunes. And here we see hands coming out of the sand. And what that means to me, it's saying expect and allow yourself to imagine and to believe in things that might be seen as impossible. And at the same time, again, I'm seeing this as a balance, because very hot days, cold nights, right? So this is that yin and yang energy. I think someone is really called for to implement a bit better balance in their life and to have those scales equal. Both sides, more or less. It can never be completely 100%. We always, being thrown off balance. It's normal life. Everything is change, but it's saying it's almost like someone is being asked to be a little bit more peaceful with what is happening in their surroundings. Find stillness within. And you need to know, and that's something that you need to bring out of yourself a little bit more, the hope for and belief for things that you once thought were not possible for you. Now, this is my interpretation of this card. Let's take a look at what the book has to say. Bear with me. Here we go. It says, the desert leaves us disoriented, desperate for direction, grasping for meaning, longing for solid ground. For endless miles we are confronted with a lack of clarity and existential dread. We are thirsty, hungry, pleading with life to get back to normal, to become animated by the simple pleasantries of day-to-day life. The desert offers no such comfort, and all must pass through it. If you can embrace the discomfort of the desert, knowing you will someday reach water again, you can tap into that potent energy of the landscape. Its lights and blindingly bright, and its darks terrifyingly deep, which makes for unbridled creativity and clairvoyant visions. Truths reside in the desert that otherwise remain hidden. The crows, the shadows, the coyotes course around you. Let the winds and sands work their deep magic, weary traveler. It's resistance for me. It's not resistance, it's stamina for me. When I read this text, it's saying you have more stamina than you maybe give yourself credit for. When light, this card talks about surreal, strange, unexpected visions, silence. When dark, drying, deadening, disorienting, isolating. In order to go deeper, if anyone is interested, it says Frank Herbert's Dune, Barry Lopez's Desert Notes, Edward Abbey's Desert Solitaire. On the side it says, when in the throes of the desert, contemplate the following. You are not alone. You have more supplies with you than you think. Water is very near. So I think those hands is a representation of, what you don't see just yet, but is achievable. I keep wanting to say believe the impossible, okay? Believe the impossible. But at the same time, whilst you are in that desert, it's saying be as present as you can, okay? It's good to have visions, and it's good to allow your mind to roam free. But at the same time, in order for you to be a little bit more focused and thoughtful where you need to go next, you gotta then tap into your conscious, right? So it's saying between the daydreaming and between reality, right? And it's saying, catch yourself when you're doing a little bit too much of one only. On the other side here it says, the desert is alive and pulsing with energy, despite its desolate appearance. Turn toward it rather than away from it. So that was quite an interesting one, guys. I didn't want to put you in a box. I had to keep it a little bit abstract because so many people, so many stories, right? But I hope that this was useful, and I'm going to catch you in the next one. Bye for now. Hello tribe, whoever has chosen pile number 2. Let's see. So this card will be what to avoid or what to let go of. That's what to focus on. You have 6 of Swords, you have the Queen of Wands, and that's what kind of personality, which characteristic for you to focus on more within yourself or to bring out. Ooh, lovely. Okay, let's see. So let me turn it towards you a little bit. What to let go of, the 6 of Swords, it sits in a very interesting position only because I do believe that some of you might be rushing into things sometimes. And it's saying it's okay to take a minute to stop. It's okay to take a minute to stop. This is saying it's okay to be in the present moment. Maybe some of you are not used to feel peaceful and grounded for too long. So when you do, maybe anxiety kicks in. You're like, this is strange for me. Can life be so simple by me feeling this way? Because, you know, when you are in that moment, when you feel present, when you feel grounded, when you feel like you appreciate every little thing around you, for some people, it feels strange because life then, that day, seems very easy, enjoyable, and just full of compassion and love. And I'm seeing an Ace of Cups overspilling. And when we're very focused on getting something done as quick as possible, I think for some of you are being asked to take a minute, to take a break, not to rush into something too much. It's saying it's good to achieve your goals and to seek for your goals and do whatever you want. Think about new ideas, new projects, new relationships, connections. But it's saying, since it's in a position what to let go of, it's asking you to stop a little bit. If you look at this card, it seems like they're going so fast. This guy is clinging onto that wheel so hard, it seems like they're going to be thrown off balance, right? And the whole thing will tip and they're going to fall out of it. It's saying, and there are rockets here as well, it's saying it's okay to take it slow sometimes. And that's something that you are probably being encouraged to do right now. I'd say, your energy is quite mixed up for me for pile number 2, because some people are such fast runners when it comes to future endeavors that they are just being asked to be average runners, right? For now, not forever. For now, whenever you're watching this, and to kind of drop the speed a little bit. For others, they are literally being asked to take a break, like a weekend off or a couple of extra days off, right? So we need to know where you stand and what it is that sits right with you right now and what's closest to your heart. What to focus on now. If you look at this queen, it seems like she has taken a minute to allow others to appreciate her. See, there are so many people reaching for this person's attention. And she's just standing there like, I know. I've done this. I've made it. Your focus is on your, I want to say, on your feminine energy right now. That's what you're being asked to do a little bit more of. It's saying implement and honor the power of what the feminine can do. What what energy is the feminine energy. This is creation. Creation, creativity, intuition, wisdom, compassion and care for oneself and others. A womb, creation of life. So what is it that you are trying to create here? I want to say that for some of you being asked to just stop for a second and see how far you've come. So whatever the signs are actually applauding you. It's almost like a confirmation. Look how far you've come already. Look how far you've come already. There are people who look up to you that you don't even know about, and they do. It's saying, just sit with that thought for a minute. Because it seems like some of you didn't have time to recognize it fully or to soak it all in. As an advice, what to focus on, it would be create. Whatever creativity is for you. Create, but see, she's not running around. It seems like she takes the energy from her surroundings and then she uses it for creativity. She has it within herself already. She doesn't need to, but that's a bonus for her. Keep your head held high. Now, everyone knows about the shadow. So I'm not usually I do interpret these cards what I see myself, but the shadow is a very straightforward thing here. I'm going to read it from the book for you, what you're being asked to bring out, what to focus on within yourself. My initial idea was to look at the characteristics within you that could be maybe worked on or could be upgraded in a way. But this shadow card, it seems like, I want to say for some of you, you're already doing it. It doesn't feel like this is something new. I'm seeing these stains over here as little things that have happened throughout your life that somehow made an impact. See, but when we look at this image over here, so the light and darkness collide, right? And that's where balance is. What I'm looking at this, if we only had these figures and no stains, right? Those maybe difficult experiences from the past, I wouldn't see this card as beautifully orchestrated as it is now. Something would have been missing. The character would have been missing. You know, personality, strength, uniqueness of this card. So for some of you, maybe what you are being asked to do is to see those experiences as something that's building character, something that has made you unique. Your story is unique. Someone needs to know that their story is unique. And maybe for some of you, you will want to put that story somewhere out there. Okay? What you want to do with those stories, with those experiences. Shine the light on it. Bring the shadow out. Bring both of them out. I visited this place in Nida a couple of weeks ago. And what I loved about I went next to the massive sand clock. And it's right next to sand dunes by the seaside. And it's massive, man. And I'm actually gonna pull out a picture because I think I did not delete it. And it stood there next to that writing for a minute, taking it all in. Is this one. I'm gonna show you the sand watch. It's massive. And what it says right here, light is revealed by shadow. So I posted this on my Insta, I think. And that's exactly what is happening here. So through the shadow, you're somehow able to shine the light, because you also have this queen here standing strong, standing proud, saying, my shadow brought me here. I love it. Let's see what the book says. Those difficult experiences you had, guys, it seems like it has a very strong, there's a very strong meaning behind it. There is something that you're going to be doing with it in the future, if you're not doing it just yet. Okay? There we go. It says, the unspeakable, the unwelcome, the denied. Although every card in the archetypes deck has a shadow potential, this card asks us to delve into the qualities of the shadow itself. We often think that the shadow can be purified, illuminated, and made right through effort and achievement. However, it is typically the case that our lofty pursuit of ascension and perfection is the very source of shadow material itself. By rejecting parts of ourselves and the world, we begin to separate from the whole. Rather than getting to know the qualities and content of our shadow, we busy ourselves with avoiding its presence. Maybe some of you are being told to stop for that very reason, to soak it all in, right? Especially those who keep running. This is denial. When this card appears, it is time to take inventory of those things you've been denying. When the mind responds with, no, anything but that, you are touching shadow. Find support for this deep inner work and move towards the shadow with patience and compassion. When light, revealing unconscious aspects of the self and world. When dark, denying unconscious aspects of the self and world. To go deeper, you can read Owning Your Own Shadow by R. Johnson. On the side here it says, in the shadow of the gods, I love that, in the shadow of the gods are the very gods themselves. I do love this very, very much. Reflect on the statement by James Hillman in A Blue Fire. What do you despise about yourself? By answering, you move toward shadow. And it's not about getting rid of shadows. I think there are so many sources out there, so many posts out there saying, oh, we gotta deal with our shadow, almost like we gotta get rid of our shadow. It's there, it's part of you. Embrace it. The same way like every single emotion. Some of them are seen as good, some of them are seen as bad, but who is to say they're not all welcome, right? Now, we have contemplate the following scientific observation. The closer an object, a person, a place, or community is to the light, the longer the shadow it casts. So I hope this made sense, pile number 2. That was quite an interesting reading, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now. Hello, pile 3 people. Let's see what is up. So, the Steampunk Tarot will tell us what to let go of. That's what to focus on, and the Wild Unknown Archetypes deck will tell us which part of yourself to bring out a little bit more. Okay, so let's see what to let go of. You have the 9 of Cups. What to focus on, you have the 6 of Swords. And what to bring out of yourself more is the thread. Oh, I love this card, man. Okay. Alright, 9 of Cups. Let's start with that. What to let go of. Now, use your discernment as usual. This is a general read. But it does seem like some of you have been avoiding some type of responsibility. See, specifically this 9 of Cups in this deck, this is a woman who's like, yo, let's go to partay, living once, it's great. I'm all up for that, to be honest with you. But it might be that someone is doing it in a place where it's almost like they might be running away from the reality. and they just want to focus on the good things, and just kind of want to make things easier for themselves, which is all good again. But since it's coming up in a position what to avoid, there is a reason for it, right? So someone needs to pay attention to what they're trying to laugh off. That is not a laughing matter, right? Where responsibility needs to kick in. What kind of goal or dream do we have, right? Because this is a wish card in a way, right? The dreams of some sorts coming true. Yay, it happened. Whatever you set your mind to, is it something that you truly want, this is saying? Or is this something that it truly belongs on your path? Almost like a bit of self-discovery needs to happen here. Why do we laugh things off? Why do we, maybe escapism. For some of you, there is some form of escapism happening here. Whenever I feel a certain way, okay, let me go partay. Let me open this bottle of wine. Let me just go out and about. And I know that I need to maybe sit down and structure some part of my life. But avoid it. I'd rather go and meet people. I'd rather, watch a film. I'd rather, focus on relationship when I have to focus on work, right? It's about that, escapism and trying not to see a situation for what it is. There has to be balance. I'm all up for fun. I'm not that person who's going to be telling you to sit and meditate and not to drink or not to smoke. I'm that person who's so in between, man. One day you're going to see me drinking beer with guys. The next day you're going to see me sitting and doing spiritual practices for myself. And I don't do it because someone told me that. I do it whenever I feel like I want to do it, right? Because it's a very personal thing. So I don't want you to take this as, what to let go of, this fun part of you, if you're not doing enough of that already. Okay, this is definitely then not your pile. If you feel like you're using some form of entertainment for yourself in order to avoid something, so that would probably your pile. Okay, now what to focus on? Yeah, it definitely seems like you're being asked to what's the word I'm looking for? Move away, move on, seek for better. It's saying let's upgrade our standards, our morals, our values. We can do much better. Whatever you're at, whatever it is that you're dealing with right now, it's saying there is something better out there for you. Don't forget about that. But you gotta be the one who gets on a boat. You gotta be the one who's brave enough to move. You have to be the one who believes in that there is another land, another horizon that's much more pleasant for you. Whatever metaphorically that means to you. So in which area, this is saying, of your life, you feel like you gotta improve on what has been expiring for you for a while now, but you still staying and you're still not taking any action. Maybe you're in a mode where you're trying to structure everything. That's fine, this is saying, right? We need that moment of structure and planning instead of jumping head on. Sometimes it's great to just jump. You gotta know what you gotta do. You need to listen to your heart space. But overall, someone is being asked to upgrade. Okay? And you knew probably about this for a while now. Let's take a look at the thread. Oh, this is a powerful card here for me. Overall, this whole pile is talking about inner strength for me. Inner strength to do better. Inner strength, it's not to do better. Inner strength to know that you can achieve better. Even if you think you are quite high up, life-wise, right? It's saying you can still do better. Where are the boundaries? but you're the one who's pulling yourself upwards by that thread. As I said, you're the one who has jumped on the boat. And I think that's, I'm feeling it in pile 3, you're going to be rewarded for your efforts. Whatever you're doing that requires the efforts of you and you're feeling uncomfortable, it's saying the reward is coming for you. Don't forget about that. It might feel like you're here for now, but look up at the sky, there is a rainbow waiting for you. Let's read about this card a little bit more. Bear with me. Trying to find them. Here we go. It says, the path, the vein, the circuit. Life is a tangle, so much happiness simultaneously and circuit. I can't wait. I can't pronounce this. Circuitously? Hopefully that's correct. Leaving us grappling for meaning and direction in a network of distractions. When we connect, we talked about distractions, right? Escapism and all of that jazz. When we connect to the energy of the thread, however, we strike the deepest vein in the body. Our whole being responds to its tug. Meaning is pumped through our bloodstream. Our mind and spirits are lifted. We remember who we are and what we came into this world to do. Though this happens on the most profound level, it could be the simplest incident that activates the thread, a song, an image, a conversation heard in passing. No matter how confusing and multi-layered our modern lives become, if we are connected to the thread, we are free. Being tethered to it is the only anchor our heart requires. When light, the circuit of meaning within chaos. When dark, binding, frustrating thought. Go deeper, the sculptures of 𝒘𝒊𝒕𝒉. On the side says, recall a moment in your life when you felt fully alive. The thread is waiting for you amid the details of that memory. It's almost like you're being asked to see a little bit more spark. Make that light in your vision, whatever that's representing you, make that light brighter. It's saying that light has no boundaries. It can be as bright as you want it to be. Here it says, you may think you have to find the thread and pull it. Imagine, though, that it's already tied around you, waiting for you to follow it home. Lovely. So I hope this made sense, pile number 3. That was quite an interesting one, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now.